In front of yourself, not to the side, but like in front.
Huh?
If you're gonna point like in front, like keep your hands in front of yourself.
Yeah, because if we move over here, you
Yeah.
can't see him. Are you already recording?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome once again to a Low on Health year-end review. This particular review is going to cover the movies that we watched in 2013. When it's all said and done, I personally ended up watching about over 60 movies this year, which is usually, of course, more than one a month, or one a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you a little bit less, or would you say about the same?
I don't know. Probably about the same. We saw most of the same ones. There's probably like 10 that you saw that I didn't see, but there's probably at least 10 horror movies
yeah.
I've seen this year that you didn't see, because I don't like plain old action movies, as in general. He doesn't like horror movies
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
not a big fan of horror, suspense, or anything like that, and that's more
Which
of
is
your
fine.
more of
So,
your thing.
we probably watched roughly the same amount of movies, just different movies.
Yeah.
But
So-
this is yours. So.
Yeah, of course. So we're going to basically go over them real quick. We're going to kind of go over our top movies of the year, and then I'm just going to scroll down my master list of everything, and then I'll probably just throw out one-liners here and there, and of course you can pause it at any time and just look at what I thought. But once again, these are just for my record, so I know what I watched or what kind of movies you thought I liked and whatnot. Just a record, kind of a time capsule. So let's go ahead and get this started. First off, we're going to let's talk about Rose's top 5 movies of the year. In which case you picked Frozen, which is actually my number 2 movie.
Because it was so good.
I was pleasantly surprised with Frozen. I really was. And it was essentially a movie that I was like, I wouldn't mind seeing it again. It has to be different. So we saw it first time at the Citrus Park Mall, because you were over here, and then we were over at your place the next weekend, and we're like, hey, you want to see it again? Or your friend Annie wanted to see it, and I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
see it again, but it has to be something different. So 3D or IMAX or something, and you're not usually a big fan of the 3D movies at all.
Yeah, I get motion sickness easily.
And for me, I love them just because my brain's been wired that way. I can easily just do the 3D stuff easily. It was really cool in 3D because you guys see like the breath, their frost
I
breath was
noticed
actually
the breath misting in 3D,
was
whereas
more
you
prominent.
didn't notice it in the regular version.
But overall, Frozen's a great movie. I've talked about it more than enough times. I have, of course, the ride up there. I love the soundtrack. I've been listening to it. The music could have been more songs, of course. This does feel like some are missing, but it's still just solid. And like I said, I just enjoyed it, and I usually don't watch those types of movies. Just a good movie. Like, you have to watch it. Your next movie was Pacific Rim,
Yes, because it was just amazing.
which you enjoyed, and as, once again, if you know me, I didn't enjoy Pacific Rim that much, even though you think it would be my type of movie. And the main issue that we found is because I don't like
You don't like homages.
that are like pace for pace, step by step.
You were wanting something fresh and new, and it wasn't fresh and new. It was an homage,
And you
which
can-
was awesome. But he didn't know that going in,
I was
and
hoping-
I kind of knew it.
It can still be like it, but add new elements. But it didn't add anything really at all.
It was awesome. It had some pitfalls. We had some complaints about it. It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was still a great movie. And then Jimmy's number 1 movie of the year, which was Django.
Oh yes, your third was my first, Django, because as a actual movie production paced together,
It was beautiful.
it's a great movie. Like, its shots are good, the cinematography is great, Tarantino did a great job with the movie. And I'm blanking on the gentleman who played Django, which I feel really bad. Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, of course, played Django. The German, who of course, I'm blanking on his name, did an awesome performance.
I
Probably
have
like
no
one of
idea
his.
who played it.
But he did DiCaprio did a awesome
DiCaprio did an Oscar-worthy performance,
it's-
but of course.
and we'll talk about him again soon. But no, it was a great just movie, and that was like the first movie we saw this year.
Yeah, it was.
So it's kind of cool. That was your third, my first.
and then
And Wreck-It Ralph, which is my third. It's your fourth, and that's just because of how we've seen him and everything. Just a good throwback movie. It's a nostalgia fest for any video gamer.
Just a fun movie too.
And then you have Upside Down.
Which is an awesome sci-fi
Romance
movie that was really, really good. Actually, it's like hints of hard sci-fi, but
Like
it was just really
It was
good.
not even on any of our radars. It was done by the guy who I liked out of Across the Universe. And I'm like, oh, what's he doing now? And I'm like, oh, that's a cool premise. World where 2 worlds are right above each other, and the gravities are different. It's
Inverted. Yeah.
it's really good. Like
It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's a good movie.
it has
It's
more hard
entertaining.
science than some of the sci-fi movies that came out.
Yeah, it really did.
Looking
We were
at
like,
you.
this has better science in it than this movie that was billed as a sci-fi
Looking
movie.
at you, After Earth. We're looking at you.
We're looking at you, After Earth.
And then it's Upside Down. Your honorable mentions were Warm Bodies, which is the zombie Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
That's all.
It follows the story of Romeo
Zombie.
and Juliet, more literally in the book, which I read like 3/4 of and need to get back to. And then Europa Report, which is a hands-down hard sci-fi movie that was excellent.
Like, we wanted a hard sci-fi movie that is the hard sci-fi movie. Astronauts acting like astronauts, not people freaking out. No personality conflicts, people running against each other. No, it's just straight up good.
It was fantastic. Europa Report is amazing.
A lot of exposition. It's not. Don't look for an action movie. Yeah. The third act, of course, is where everything picks up, but it's just solid.
It's just a very good movie.
And now going down, we're gonna start going through the rest of that's like Rose's top 5 and her honorable mention. These are kind of my top 10 here. World's End, which was kind of the end of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
The Coronado trilogy.
Which you actually never saw Hot Fuzz. You saw that this year too.
Yeah.
Which actually we didn't put on the list at all.
No, it's okay.
So 60 plus movies because I rewatched Hot Fuzz. You saw it.
Yeah, for the first time.
Personally, I liked World's End because it was very fitting.
It was very good. It had like almost like a sub message.
Yeah,
kind of.
It was really cool. You still probably like Shaun of the Dead just because of the zombie genre more out of them. Okay.
I prefer that genre.
It's still
really good.
The next movie is Promised Land.
I didn't see that, so.
Which she hadn't seen, what I did because of my crush on Matt Damon and John. In which case, once I heard that they executive produced this and kind of write and directed, or they had a big part in this, it's a really good movie along the lines of the one George Clooney movie.
It's a male version of the Jodie Foster movie. Whatever.
That's what you think, and it's not really like that.
That was what I immediately.
And then once I told her about the twist,
because
she mentioned she was never gonna watch it, I told her the twist.
The twist is cool.
And you thought the twist was fucking awesome.
Yeah. And then
My Little Pony, Equestrian Girls, in which case
Friendship is Magic, Equestria Girls!
I really enjoy it. It is what it is. It has its flaws, but
we saw that
right after Pacific Rim.
And you were happier with Equestria
So I was just like, yes, I love Equestria Girls. Then, of course, I have Upside Down, Europa Report, and then Pacific Rim. And then we're just going to go straight down. Other movies I watched this year. Argo, of course, was really good. There's The Warm Bodies. John dies at the...
You skipped Looper.
Did I scoop Looper?
You skipped Looper.
Like I said, I'm not going through all of these. These aren't in my top 10 anymore. These are now basically almost chronologically how we watched them. So Looper, Warm Bodies. John dies at the end. It's kind of a quirky little movie.
Quirky little sci-fi movie.
Dread was really good. Like, if you were just like, oh, it's stupid. No, it's good. Man with the Iron Fist, surprisingly good.
Yeah, it was really... I expected it to be more hokey than it was. It was actually really good. It was very entertaining. And
then, of course, Seven Psychopaths, Skyfall. Twilight, Breaking Dawn, and Hunger Games we saw back-to-back because you had seen them and I hadn't because I kind of wrote both movies off.
Yeah, and you're like, let me just bang both of them out. And you enjoyed the third act of Twilight.
Zero Dark 30, which, of course, is from the Hurt Locker people, and you know, of course, this is yours. And these are usually, like I said, with Hurt Locker, I don't like those types of movies, but they're just shot really well and just done so superbly. Les Miserables.
Les Miserables. Torchwood the musical with no Jack to redeem it.
Iron Man 3 was really good. I'm just good. Yeah, Iron Man 3 was really good. I don't know why we didn't really raise it up as much as we thought it would be.
I don't know. Still got 2 minutes.
That's fine. Parker, I totally forgot to watch. Prodigies, which you thought was Chronicles. When we were
I mistook it for Chronicles when we were writing.
You probably haven't heard Prodigies. It's a really cool movie. Like it's
an animated movie, but it's not like a kids movie. It's actually really good. It's actually really good.
We hate
The Great and Shitty Wizard of Oz.
Hotel Transylvania was another one that you referenced to me that I thought was really good.
Yeah.
War Z, which we saw in the theater. That was, of course, the Brad Pitt movie.
I've read the book. It's nothing like the book, but it's still a good movie.
From what I've understood, there's a lot of content, and they just couldn't do it. They would have to done like a Lord of the Rings.
They didn't do any of the content.
Yeah, they didn't do any of the content.
They didn't do any of the content.
Coffee Town I want to throw out there. If you're looking for a good, solid comedy, Coffee Town. It's like produced by College Humor. Has some of the College Humor crowd in it. It's not like a Jake and Amir thing. It's not that off the wall, but it's really good. The Host, which once again is we watched. It's okay. Oblivion, which I once again was like, man, whenever I see new trailers for the new Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow, like I thought it was just like a sequel to Oblivion. Epic, was
surprisingly good. It was an animated movie.
Epic was really good because it gave me my new catchphase. Like, he said the thing.
He said the thing!
Like, Epic is really good. If you have kids, watch Epic. It's a good song.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it and your kids will like it too.
Now You See Me. That's another one that you didn't want to see. Now You See Me.
I don't care. Yeah.
In which case I watched it. I really enjoyed it.
I'm sure it's not bad.
Furious 6, which once again, I'm trying to convince you to watch Fast and Furious 5 and 6 because it's a totally different vibe.
I don't care.
It's a totally different vibe. It's like an Ocean's 11. They're trying to do capers and stuff. Yeah. After Earth, we really just really disappointing. Like, it's hard. It was
It
trying
wanted
to be
hard sci-fi.
but no.
Failed horribly.
No, like, if unless their universe operates completely differently than ours, then maybe.
And I did hear that apparently a lot of the exposition for the story and the world and the setting was in the viral marketing. But guess what? The people that this movie has been marketed at aren't going to see the viral marketing, and there's no way they're going to go look it up afterwards.
Elysium was a movie we had super high hopes for. Once again, man crush Matt Damon. But, like, it was so, like, here's white guilt. Deal with it.
And that's
again
fine.
and again.
There's a good way. There are plenty of good ways to do that and still have a hold of your audience and make your audience actually feel bad. This just did it, like, in such a horribly
But hey, you'll like it because it's done by the guy who did District 9. Everybody liked District 9. And
Yeah,
I
know.
used the argument of Donnie Darko to Southland Tales. Quickly going through everything else real quick. Great Gatsby. Really enjoyed. Surprised. What else we got here? Man of Steel was utter shit. Percy Jackson was, of course, also utter.
Wolverine was good.
Wolverine was good. Red 2 I enjoy. Kick-Ass 2 was good. The Hunger Games we saw in theaters. That was also
Yeah, that was
very good. Two Guns and White House Down. You might have just written them off as action movies. They're really good. Really good chemistry. Well, I was trying to go back up to White House Down, which I already passed.
I don't know.
And then Tangled, which I wasn't that impressed with as much people think I should have been.
We saw Frozen, and I was like, have you seen Tangled? Because other people were referencing Tangled, and he's like, no. So I'm like, okay, well, we need to watch it.
Yeah, so we did that.
We thought it was good.
It was
but,
okay, but I think it was too formulaic. It was too classic.
And then we watched
The Monsters, because the University came out. I'm like, oh, I guess I never watched the first one, so we did. They're okay.
That,
Once again, the Pixar Theory, if you don't know about it, look into it. It's awesome, thinking that they're all the Pixar movies
the Pixar Theory
are
is
in
really
one
cool.
big universe. And then recently we saw The Hobbit.
That's the most recent movie.
That's the most recent we saw, yes. We saw that in the theater with the Sad Mall Ramblings, which you may or may not have seen on this channel. But yeah, The Hobbit was really good. Once again, the barrel sequence, I think, was really the top of it. But once again, it's a Lord of the Rings movie. You know how they're paced, it's going to be like that.
The small sequence.
The small sequences were good because it was Sherlock and it was Sherlock and
That's not even why. It's because
Yeah,
it's Smaug
it's
and
Sherlock
Bilbo.
And what was the one movie we were thinking about? Oh, The Wolf of Wall Street. We haven't
that
came
we
out
wanna
this
see.
year. Everybody's giving good reviews. We're on the fence about it, but we'll
Haven't
probably
seen it
see it
yet.
next year. It'll probably be like the Django. We'll see it first thing in the year. But other than that, that's kind of the movies that we watched this year. A lot of movies, like I said. And once again, at the top there, you can see what our choices are for what we think you should definitely watch. Frozen. Everybody has to watch Frozen. There's no reason why you should. Like, I can see people not liking like Pacific Rim or Upside Down, but Frozen
is really good. And even the little annoying.
Oh yeah, Frozen. Yeah,
Snowman Psychic.
The
was really
comic
great.
relief was just
Olaf,
fantastic, and the album music is just really good. So, as always, thank everybody for watching. Don't have that many more of these to come out, but as always, if you're watching these, great. And once again, they're just more of a time capsule for people to kind of go back and look at. So, thank you for watching.
Anyways, you're always an I like one hug.
Aww.